Okay, check this out. First ever Hyundai IONIQ 9. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the new fully electric SUV Hyundai IONIQ 9. Let's roll. Let's start first with the exterior design, because this is my favorite part about this fully electric SUV. It is unique, it is different, but yet in some ways it still continues with that Hyundai theme that you see in the IONIQ 6 and the IONIQ 5. But it's also very different to what you'd find in normal electric SUVs. What they've done in here, in my opinion, have sort of pushed the boundaries of design, still keeping that theme that Hyundai is known for. And one thing that I noticed for the first time seeing this in person is the fact that it doesn't really look like a three-row SUV on the outside, because this is optional either with 6 seats or 7 seats. And then we move on to the rear end, which is something that I've never seen in any other SUVs. The design theme in here is that of a boat tail. If you look carefully, the beautiful flush design all the way to the rear, including the tail lights with the beautiful, well, in this case, is the sort of a pixel design that Hyundai is known. You've seen that in the IONIQ 5, IONIQ 6 as well, the tail lights matching with that theme. And one thing that I appreciate about the rear end is that it is very different to what you see in the front end.
The IONIQ 9 stands out with parametric pixel LED lights and a bold skid plate that gives it a low, wide stance. Its sleek, curved roofline creates a streamlined design, achieving an impressive 0.259 drag coefficient with the digital side mirrors. Beyond looks, advanced aerodynamics include a dual motion active air flap at the front. It uses 3D underbody cover and aero wheels. It also has hidden antennas for optimal efficiency. It has a wheelbase of 3,130 millimeters, the longest in the Hyundai's lineup.
And there we go, we open the tailgate and let me show you everything you need to know. First of all, it is large on the outside, larger on the inside. It offers so much space, and that's, I think, one of the best things of this SUV, fully electric in this case. There's a lot of features that we can go through in here, but I just wanted to give you sort of an overview of the second row and the third row. Now let's talk about the front end. Moving on to the front side, and one thing that I love about the front end is that flush design. They call it the cassette design in this case because of the light bar all across. We've got the pixel design, which there's a bit of a story behind that because it resembles one of the letters in the alphabet, of course, the Korean alphabet, which is the M. And in this case, it's looking exactly like a pixel. And the designers, when they thought about the way this thing is designed in here, it's exactly sort of inspired by that letter, which is quite impressive to go that length to have something designed. Specifically the front end, one thing you notice is like everything is sort of hidden in many ways. There's that flush design, we still have the front end, adaptive cruise control, the sensors and so on. And then at the bottom we have these flaps which open and close for better aerodynamics and cooling at the same time. But the way these things are designed tend to, when they close, you don't even see the flaps completely compared to other vehicles in the Hyundai lineup. I love what they've done with it, and in some ways it kind of reminds me a bit of an old movie from the 80s and 90s, which was called RoboCop, and this is the perfect design in my opinion. It also connects to a lot of generations, so whether you play Tetris or different games that similar to this, and one of my favorite games when I was a kid was Tetris, and this kind of gives me a bit of that memory.
The IONIQ 9 offers 19-inch standard wheels. It offers 20-inch, 21-inch, and premium 21-inch calligraphy designs for added style. Buyers can pick from 16 colors, including new shades like the Caledon Gray, Ionosphere Green, which is the one that you see in this video, Sunset Brown, and Cosmic Blue.
Let's jump in the second row, and let's talk about what it offers in here. First of all, I'm 6'2", so that gives you an idea how much space, and Essentially, the inside is designed with space in mind, but also convenience. There's a lot of cup holders in this case on the door side, and we've got more space in the center. It's also equipped with a center island, the 2.0, which can be moved, and you've got a lot of tech features. The climate unit in this case with this package, there's heated seats and extra features. In this case, we don't get the panoramic roof, but it is optional with the different trims. There's going to be multiple trims available for North America, and in certain countries they do offer the swiveling chair which rotates 180 or 90 degrees. One thing I notice is that similarity that it shares with other Hyundai products. It's familiar, and in many ways that's what you want. You want a product that you're familiar with, jumping from a different model. The built-in design, the quality, the fit and finish is there. It feels more premium than what you expect from Hyundai, in my opinion, including the door handles, which are very different design. There is some sort of design thinking behind every little detail inside this car, seen in person, like opening the door over here, the center island, the seats, the way they're designed. It is spacious for someone my height, and you're still getting that practicality of an SUV. And you can get into the third row without any problem. In fact, this is probably one of the best ones that I've been into. And then you can push the seats back all the way, and if you wanted to open it, you can press the button over here, and then it moves forward. Tons of space, and for someone my height, it's actually quite spacious in here. I love the third row and the second row. There's also a large window on the side for better visibility and better lighting inside. There's cup holders in here. And then let's jump into the front row. When you jump in, you're welcomed by this 12-inch cluster and the infotainment display that the IONIQ 9 offers. There's a bit of familiarity in here, especially the steering wheel. It's something we've seen before, that beautiful design that you kind of shares with the Santa Fe for the steering wheel. And we've got the actual gear knob located on the steering wheel. There's also a start button incorporated in there. There's tons of cup holders, lots of space to put your phone. There's a lot of space to charge your phone in case. And one thing that I love about this design is the fact that in many ways it does have the screens that you see in front, but they haven't forgotten about buttons, which personally I'm a big fan of. Easy access, for fast access. I love buttons, easy to use, and they're still here. They haven't disappeared like more EVs or more cars are becoming just screens everywhere. The design language here is very much what I would prefer for day-to-day use. Buttons are my favorite thing.
The IONIQ 9 features a 110.3 kWh floor-mounted lithium-ion battery. A long-range rear-wheel drive model has 160 kilowatts or 215 brake horsepower rear motor. The long-range all-wheel drive adds 60 kilowatts or 94 brake horsepower front motor, and the performance all-wheel drive offers 160 kilowatts or 215 brake horsepower motors front and rear. The performance all-wheel drive hits 0 to 100 km an hour, 0 to 62 miles per hour in 5.2 seconds. The long-range all-wheel drive in 6.7 seconds, and the long-range rear-wheel drive in 9.4 seconds. The charging from 10% to 80% takes just 24 minutes with a 350 kilowatts charger. The IONIQ 9 also supports 400 volts / 800 volts charging and vehicle-to-load tech. The long-range rear-wheel drive with 19-inch wheels achieves a range of 620 kilometers or 385 miles. Quite impressive.
So here it is, the new Hyundai IONIQ 9. Well, one thing I can tell you is I'm looking forward to drive this thing and see it more on the road, because they've done something special here, something that is unique, and of course kind of like pushing the boundaries of design and what an SUV should look like. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.